Hi, good morning. I want to start this share by expressing my gratitude for the day and for the opportunity to um, talk about things that I care about. Um, I was writing down my talking points for this share, and I thought about how one of the things that I like about having a physical dictionary is that I can, um, when I turn the pages of the dictionary to go to the word that I'm trying to look up, I'll see other words that pop out to me. And I have an opportunity to look those words up. And I also like looking at the adjacent words to the word that I'm looking up originally. Because oftentimes I'll be like, huh, I didn't know that. So, yeah. Okay, so today's vocabulary word is exposure. Exposure, the state of being exposed to something harmful, a physical condition resulting from being exposed to severe weather conditions, the revealing of the true facts about someone or something, the fact of being discussed or mentioned on television, in newspapers, etc., the quantity of light reaching a photographic film. Synonyms include frostbite, cold, hypothermia, uncovering, revelation, disclosure, unveiling, unmasking, discovery, detection, publicity, advertising, public attention, media interest, informal, hype. To expose, to uncover something and make it visible, to show the true nature of someone or something. Expose, not protected from the weather, to make someone vulnerable to subject photographic light to. Synonyms include reveal, uncover, lay bare, lay open, subject, put at risk of, put in jeopardy of, leave unprotected from, introduce to, bring into contact with, make aware of, familiarize with, uncover, reveal, unveil, unmask, detect, find out, denounce, condemn, blow the whistle on. Antonyms include to cover and to protect. So at the end of 2020, I started posting more regularly and consistently. What I was calling at the time just like reflections on my self-love, self-care, recovery journey. I don't think I was calling it recovery just yet because I had just started getting on my CODA calls, my what I call recovery calls. So I wasn't calling it that yet, but when I look back at it in hindsight, that's what it was. So I was sharing reflections on things that I was learning, things that I was still struggling with, certain hurts and pains that I wasn't necessarily or hadn't necessarily shared with anyone, and just felt comfortable sharing online. I felt like some sense of like anonymity online, and that I could share some things that I may not have felt like I could share anywhere else. And in that process of just posting, I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about myself. So I learned that I am a very caring person and thoughtful person, and when I'm interacting with people, I can be cautious. And when I'm sharing of myself, I I do so from the perspective of wanting to learn from my mistakes and wanting to just improve and be better. Um, I also learned that I'm funny and I like to have fun and I like to plan things, and I'm also open to spontaneity. And one of the biggest one of the biggest things that I learned about or during my time posting online um, has been that I learned so much from other people, and I've found that I have a lot of similarities with other people and similar backgrounds, and if not backgrounds specifically, like similar like um, just stories and like things that other people have experienced, struggled with, overcome, that are similar to my things. And that has made me feel less alone in my journey and less like I need to isolate and just keep everything to myself and figure things out on my own. Um, something that I've said throughout the years has been that, or something that I've said is something that I've said is that I've wanted to invest in um, having or getting or um, connecting with a therapist, a nutritionist, a fitness trainer, and a personal stylist. So I was always like, okay, when I get my money right, I'm gonna hire a personal stylist, um, because I feel like I want to invest in myself in these areas. Like I like how I feel when I'm wearing something cute. And I would like to seek out the expertise of someone who can help me develop my personal style, and also to find clothes that fit well and complement my body type. And similar to um, like working with a fitness trainer. So I have particular fitness goals that I've been wanting to reach for some time, and it's challenging to be able to do that on my own consistently and see results in the way that I'd like to on my own. There are professionals for a reason, so that I don't have to do things on my own and spend like all the time that I would like have to spend on my own when I can just like hire someone and like um expedite that process a little bit. And then like just learning more, and like again that sense of like I don't know everything, I don't have all the things, like um yeah. I met with a nutritionist sometime last year, and I had like a couple of sessions with them, and just in those short conversations that I had with them, it was super helpful um to get their insight and feel a sense of relief in the actions that I was taking to better take care of myself, when it comes to diet and nutrition and eating better. Um, they were the ones actually that mentioned to me originally that sense of neutrality. They said that food is neutral, also, like it's not good or bad. It's just the relationship that you have with food and how you engage with the food. So that helped me to kind of breathe a little bit when it comes to like um, my consumption and the choices that I make when I'm deciding like what to eat and how much of it to eat and things like that. And then I've also attempted to um, um, invest in therapy and therapy sessions and just talking to professionals in the mental health space, and wanting to heal a lot of my limiting beliefs, and wanting to get to know myself better and offer myself alternative ways of coping and dealing with stress. And um, I want to continue to invest in that way, um, with the resources that these professionals have, and offer to um, their paying clients. Um, yeah. So I've been sitting with the idea of exposure and thinking about how I've been exposed to um, limiting thoughts and beliefs about myself, about other people, and about the world. And in my growing awareness of how that exposure has caused me harm and has created this potential for me to self-harm and perpetuate the harm onto others, I've had to sit with not knowing what to do about it, not knowing what to do with the awareness, not knowing what to do about the information, the truth that I've been given. How do I go about now? Where do I go from here with this? You know? And so from time to time, I'll feel this great sense of helplessness and hopelessness about the things that I have to carry, and wanting to move forward but not knowing how to, or in which direction to go to. And so I've needed to grow in my being still and my praying and meditating and contemplating on words, thinking about my experiences and wanting to rearrange how I remember things, and seeking out something greater than myself. I like to say the God of my present understanding. Right now, that feels good to me to say it like that, for clarity and confirmation on how to go. And so more, okay, I was going to say more recently, but since those initial months of like 2020, when I was like posting consistently, I've just wanted to continue sharing like this online, just to continue to offer like my experience in the same way that like other people have like encouraged me and educated me and challenged me. Like, I want to be that type of source of like inspiration and motivation and things like that, you know, even if it's just like on a 1%, 5% type of thing, you know, because that's ultimately like how change happens and how growth happens. It's little by little, you know. And I've also learned that like when I'm not doing that, when I'm not doing that, I get myself into trouble. Okay, like if I'm not continuing to study and then share the things that I'm like studying and learning, I'm not really operating at my best in things. And so I wrote down to share, instruct, teach, correct, bring to the light, expose for the purpose of healing and restoration. So something that I've been thinking about over this past week was that my tendency is to want to hide, is to want to run away from the painful experiences, from the shame that those painful experiences have left behind. The other day I said that the body holds shame, and it has caused me to see myself with this loathing and disgust. And I feel so heartbroken over that because I don't want to feel that way towards myself when I see myself. The word that I was looking for just now is residue. The residue that trauma, abuse, neglect, self-harm leaves, and how it's imprinted and stored in the body. The only way I've discovered for myself to move forward from those things is to bring it to the light, is to expose it. So in the same way that like I've been exposed to these harmful things, these harmful thoughts and ideas and realities, I can offer those experiences to the light of something greater than myself for healing and restoration and repurposing. And so in that way, I can feel then a sense of renewal and a sense of like energy and working towards something good. And like those things that I see as like undesirable or unfortunate can still be used and still be used for good. Yeah. So prior to 2020, I'll say that I was making other attempts, and I felt like I needed to, or I was missing something for me to like be more consistent, I guess, or share more. I felt like I needed to do more research before I did, or like post it or whatever. And I think that's always kind of been something like I've been like scared pretty much. So I say that to say like to myself that like it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be, I don't know, I have this idea of what I should be and how things should be. And I'm slowly learning and trying to accept that like it doesn't have to be that way, like, or Not even that it doesn't have to be that way. It isn't that way. It isn't that way. And that's okay. Like where you are right now and what you have right now and what you're offering right now is good and can be used for good. And um, I I feel safe when I say that to myself. I feel okay when I say that to myself. And I feel like I can continue on knowing that about myself. And so I'm going to leave it here for now. And I'll be back soon and I'll share some more.